Good morning. We are in, the way I can pronounce this word, EHBK, and we're going to fly to we're in my new Pimax Dream Air Lighthouse Edition. Good morning, Iowa Scotsman. And we're using the simHeaven Pro demo, and so that's why I'm flying in Germany and Belgium and kind of over in Europe. So the plan for today, we're going to fly to 3 airports, and these are kind of like testing to see how my how the Dream Air kind of performs. And I did a test flight yesterday, and from the numbers I'm seeing, my frame times are a little bit higher than they were when I did a test yesterday. And yesterday I did a recording of it, so it should be the same as streaming. But I'm seeing higher frame times than what I saw yesterday, and what I'm finding out, it's kind of, especially with VR, it's kind of hit and miss how well it works when you first start it. And there's I have quite a few gadgets that I gotta get running to get my Dream Air to run. It's a little bit, it's not a lot, just a little bit more difficult to get it running than my big screen Beyond, but it looks pretty nice. So I'll kind of put up with it for right now, and I've got a couple of things coming that should make this a little bit easier, and so we'll get the airplane started here and kind of see where we go here. So alrighty, so let me get the beacon on and get some power on. Fuel pump on, a little bit of throttle, fuel pump on, got fuel flow, cut off, fuel pump off. There we go. Where are we at? A little more fuel. There we go. Turn the taxi on. Avionics on. Okay. Oh, thank you much. Good luck with the painting. Alrighty, so I'll bring up a flight plan. Okay, EBLG, enter. So I'm gonna EBLG. Whoops, too many L's in there. EBCI. EBCI. Alrighty. So we'll go to that should be it. Alrighty, let's get on tower. First let's get on 8. It's 124.58. Up there it is. I'll click here. Over here.
Wind 250 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky clear. Temperature 31. Dew point 20. QNH 1019er. Transition level 50. Taxiway lights are currently degraded, expect limited visibility in that area. Advise on initial contact you have information Whiskey. Maastricht Aachen Airport, information Whiskey. 1425 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 21. Wind 250 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky clear. Temperature 31, dew point 20. QNH 1019er. Transition level 50.
What's tower? 119480. Okay. Alrighty. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready to taxi to runway 21.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Beak Tower, runway 21 taxi via Whiskey Whiskey 1. Only runway 21 available. And have you got information Whiskey?
Have information Whiskey. Taxi to 21 via Whiskey Whiskey 1. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. Let's go see if we can find 21. So that looks about right. That windsock's doing some dancing there. Looks entertaining. I'm like, where'd the taxi light line go? There it is. Okay. So this should be Whiskey. I don't see the... I don't see the taxi, along the taxiway there should be some black signs that say Whiskey. I do not see them, so... Whoops. Got too much throttle in trying to get rid of some. It does say Whiskey that way. That's kind of a little weird the way this is done, but that's okay. Alrighty, let's roll around here. What kind of line we got here? Just hold short line. Oh, yes it is. Hold short. Put this on. It looks a little disappointing. Not sure what's going on here. VRAM looks okay, but GPU frame time sure don't look okay. Alrighty, let's put the landing light on, taxi light off, nav strobes. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready for departure, runway 21.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 21, winds 250 at 7, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. $375. Let me get this set right. Boy, that was quick. Okay. You called me for takeoff. Better get going. Yeah, it's a bit stuttery. Did not experience that yesterday. Kind of interesting how this changes. And,
approaching runway 21.
I mean, was using the same release version, so. Alrighty. Crazy looking runway here. Like there's a crown in the middle of it. Alrighty, on our way.
Approaching runway 21.
Yeah, something don't quite seem right.
Approaching runway 3. Caution! Caution!
Trying to get past this airport here. And hopefully I can get back on my flight plan. Yeah, that don't look too good. Not sure what's going on. See if it'll find it. Should find it. First time I've had this much trouble getting on a flight plan. I think I'm on it now, but just seemed a little weird what I was doing. So, but that's life. So, not so sure what's going on here. Yesterday when I was doing exactly the same flight, I started it a little different. I didn't start it from the airport. I started it on a 10-mile approach, and but I had GPU frame times around 12. I have them at 29 now, so I'm not so sure why all that's going on, but it is what it is. So even though it looks bad. Does it actually look bad in the headset? Nope. I wouldn't say it does. Doesn't seem to be jittery. I would expect it to be that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably make that a little smaller. All right, it's the next airport's 18 nautical miles, so we'll have to get a bunch of things set up here for that. So meanwhile, I'm on my way. Go to airports, EBLG. See what we got here. Okay, so ATIS is 126.255. So we'll come down here. Oops. 255. We can wait a bit. Get closer to 10 miles out. We'll get all the betas and see what runway they're using. What runways do we have? Well, we got a bunch. So we got 4 right, 22 left, 10,000 feet. Okay, same runways. So we got 4 and 22. If we were taking 21 out, we'll probably be given 22. So let me, that was 21, that should be 22. So last weekend, it's first stream I've done since I got back from Flight Sim Expo, and last year and this year I was able to drive to it. So this is about as far away as I'd want to drive. We did it in 2 days, so we drove about 6 hours first day and 6 hours or 6.5 hours second day to get to the expo, and same way coming back. And I forgot to do something on my checklist. Looked over and went, that's not good. Yeah, I put about 3 hours in it. Yeah, it looks better. Just happened to glance over there and went, oh, that's not good. So had a pretty good time there. I got to catch up with a few sim friends that I've had for quite a while, and also got to catch up with fly both X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Recently I spend more time in X-Plane because I fly in VR with force feedback yoke and rudder pedals, and use VR controllers and voice commands for all other VR interactions. I do not use a mouse. I fly an X-plane because the VR controller support is it matches how I like to fly, more so than Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I got to meet Seb once again, and he says, "Hey, we've met before." I said, "Oh yeah, we've met a few times." And he says your VR controller support is better, but it still doesn't meet my expectations. So I looked at this gentleman named Dustin, and he says, "Well, you need to talk to him." And I went, "Okay." So I connected with Dustin, and he didn't have a card, but I did. So I give him my card, and he asked me to make some videos of showing my experience. So I did that for him. Actually did it, I think the day I got, not the day I got back, but the day after. So I sent it to him, and he seemed happy with that. So we'll have to see if they can make it better. So kind of what was going on, like in X-Plane right now. So I'm at 2310. I should be able to highlight it, pull my trigger in, and I should be able to go to 2300. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, no way I could do that. I'd probably be changing it by 50 RPM. And so here I can just move it back and forth and get it exactly at 2300 where it is right now. I could not do that in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So the throttle's that way, the mixture's that way, the trim wheel's that way, where you can't be as precise as you need to be to well, there's a runway there. Guess I better get going.
Aperture 30, dew point 20, QNH 1020, transition level 60, advise on initial contact you have information November. Leach Airport, information November. 1450 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 22 left, 22 right. Wind 290 at 5. Visibility 10. View at 4000. Temperature 30, dew point 20. QNH 1020. Transition level 60.
I know what I need to know. So 118130. Here. 118-130. Six Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request touch and go, runway 22 left.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 22 left, clear touch and go. Left circuit approved, report downwind each time.
Left circuit approved, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 22 left, cleared for touch and go.
Cleared for touch and go, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. What's the elevation here? 645, so I better get over here. And so I've got to got to get turned around, so I come back this way as a downwind. So got to be at about 1,600 feet. So we'll probably about 2,000 here. I'll probably level off. So. Trying to get the nose up high enough here, I'll slow down, but so far it's not working. There we go. That looks a lot better. Alrighty. So we're going to teardrop out here a little bit and then roll around, and we're losing a little bit of elevation. Not too much, but enough. So part of the improvements of simHeaven Pro is like cooling towers like that have the condensation coming out of them, so that's kind of cool. So, alrighty.
Approaching runway 22 left.
Seem to not know where I am. I give it a little bit more power, like it was when it ascend a little bit more. I'm at like 1840, and I don't want to get too much lower than that until I get on the downwind here. Alrighty, so let's roll her around. Should be able to kind of roll it around. Yeah, we got two runways, one's black and one's gray. Alrighty. Trying to straighten her out a little
Cessna
bit.
6 Bravo Golf, runway 22 left, cleared for touch and go.
Clear for touch and go, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. I didn't even have to call my downwind. That's incredible. Got a pretty big jump there in my headset.
Approaching runway 4 right. Caution! Caution!
Okay, so as I spin around, one closest to me should be left. That's the one I was cleared to touch and go on. So. Alrighty. Going too bad so far. At pattern altitude. Yeah, we got to get rid of about 1,000 feet here. All right, that's the looks like a display threshold. That is the numbers. Gonna pull back power just a little bit. Hold up on the yoke a little bit. One on to flaps. Gonna get this plane to descend. Okay. Be able to turn on base. On final runway 22 left, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 22 left, cleared for touch and go.
Cleared touch and go, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. So we got a display threshold here, so. So we can't land before the piano key, so. Oh, looks like a reasonably long runway here.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Liege. Contact ground on 121.9015.
You cleared me for a touch and go. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cancel landing intentions.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, landing cancelled. Advise intentions.
Continuing on my flight plan to Echo Bravo, Charlie, India. Okay, 37 miles to the next airport. That'll be my last airport. So that all went pretty well. I was definitely concerned when with my frame times here, but they're not bothering me all that much. I should be getting about 37. So I gotta find a way when because when I have quite a few gadgets that I gotta get running when I get ready to stream, and so it looks like I'm gonna have to get into SteamVR before I think about streaming, and make sure at least my frame times look okay. So when I get done with the stream here, I'm going to shut down SteamVR, start it back up again, and see where and be at the same airport and see what it looks like. I believe it will look markedly better. So, because the other fun part you have is every once in a while OBS Studio, it just says, "Hey, I crashed," and with no real good explanation as to why. So, all righty, I'm gonna pull back to 2300. Pretty close. Up, one up. I only rarely see these windmills actually moving. I have seen them move, so it isn't like they don't move, but they don't move a lot. Yeah, so the VRAM used, it went down. It was about, when I first started, it was around 22.5. Now it's down to 19, but the frame times, they haven't markedly improved, so I'm not sure why. So when I look at this highway and I look out this way, I don't see any shimmering. When I look right here, I can see the edges of the road are what's shimmering. Nothing else is, just the edge of the road is. So, but like when I look out this way, I don't see that. So, okay, so this airport's also about 600 feet, so you can get their ATIS dialed in. 134. One, 3, 4, 630. Okay. What's tower? So tower is 121305. Okay. So we're all set up with the ATIS for the ATIS and the tower for the final airport. So we're about 16.5 minutes from the last airport here. So all in all, my Dream Air seems to be behaving fairly well. I'm running the resolution a little bit higher than I was running my Big Screen Beyond. Big Screen Beyond I was running at 3560 by 3560, and this one's like 4000 by 3300 or something like that. So overall, it's probably not quite the number of pixels because it's not. Big Screen Beyond is square, so it's 3560, 3560. Where on this one, it's not. So it's 4116 by 3396. But if you multiply them together, that's basically how many pixels have to be rendered. Then that number is going to be a little bit lower than what my Big Screen Beyond is. And on previous flights, I thought that I saw more shimmering in here, but I wasn't using the S-Boy 3 driver when I was seeing that. Now that I am, it looks pretty close to the Big Screen Beyond as far as shimmering goes. So anything in here close doesn't seem, any of these buildings, none of that seems to shimmer. So the trees, the closer trees don't. The ones a little bit further away, they do a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot. Not enough that I find it immersion braking, so. So that's with pretty much anything I do. This is all kind of an experiment to see, especially when you start using a brand new headset. You have to kind of learn its quirks, and I'm working on that. So that was a pretty big pause there. That was a pause of about 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds. So I've modded this, my Dream Air. I've added this strap. So this is an Apple Vision Pro dual net strap. So it makes this headset fairly comfortable. The face cushion could use a little bit of help. I find it, the more I use it, the softer it feels. And but the original strap that come with it was kind of like was a split strap. Didn't have any elasticity to it at all, and so you had to kind of tighten it, put it on and tighten it up, and when you tighten it, then you had to lay down. It was Velcro that held the straps in place, and it was just it wasn't a premium experience at all, and it worked, but with this strap here, basically I I use it. There's a knob on the side of this strap that goes in and out. One position tightens the top, the part that goes over the top of my head, and the other one controls the tightness of the strap that goes around the back of my head. And you just push the button, the knob, in and out, and that controls which one it adjusts. And so when I put it on, I have it as loose as it'll get, and it's not real loose. I could almost wear it like that. And this is about a medium. We're thinking that would be the right size, and it turned out to be. So so I put it on, and then I tighten it, tighten both of them, you know, to give a little bit, just a little bit of pressure, the facial interface against my face, just a little bit, and so it doesn't move whatsoever. So, but not enough that I feel strong pressure. So, and that seems to have worked out pretty good. First time doing anything with 3D printing. I tried a couple of companies. I was having a hard time finding a company to get the adapter 3D printed, and finally found a company, and they said they'll deliver it on the 10th. The 10th was the day I was leaving to go to Flight Sim Expo. So it had probably been in my mailbox since I left. So, but it was fine, little box, no big deal. And I thought I had ordered one pair, a left and a right, but it turns out they sent two. So I don't know whether I ordered two or they just sent me two. But so I have two lefts and two rights. So had to do a little bit of filing to kind of get it to fit into the Apple Vision Pro strap, but wasn't really a big deal. I got some kind of like jeweler files, and they work quite well to get that to go in there, and the adapter worked great. So had to pull two screws out of the audio stems, and those two screws come out. Then the alt strap, the tab that was in the housing there, that come out, and then the adapter slid in, put the screws back in to hold it in place, and then basically put the Apple Vision Pro strap on the adapter, and where it's good to go. So been really happy with how well the adapter was created, and it was not that big a deal. So okay, 14 almost 15 miles out. Like there's an airport over there. Does that seem right? Yeah, it probably is. And over there on my left, you can see it from here. Looks like a shorty. Looks like a shorty. I mean, I couldn't land on it, but yep. That's doing kind of the same thing, kind of the it's like the runway texture is what's shimmering on it. Like on the ends where the numbers are, I don't see it. I see it down the middle part of the runway. I would say that's the airport right there. That's pretty cool. Features aren't defined, but it's absolutely there. So, all right. So now I should be able to come down here. Flip this over here.
Asian Sierra 1520 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 24.
All right.
Wind 270 and 5. Visibility 10. View at 4500. Temperature 30. Dew point 19er. QNH 1021. Transition level 60. Advise on initial contact. You have information Sierra. Brussels South Charleroi Airport, information Sierra 1520 Zulu. Arriving and depart Paratour.
Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land, runway 24.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf Charleroi Tower, enter left downwind for runway 24.
Enter left downwind for runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay, we're 8 miles out. We probably ought to lose some elevation. 600 feet, 1600. With my force feedback yoke, if I don't get rid of the flight director, it will fight me. So I basically highlight the yoke and hit the button, and then go over here and click on the FD button to completely, so that any of the AP stuff here is all gone. Alrighty. We're still 7 miles out, so we'll do a similar thing to what we did at the previous airport, and get set up for the downwind of 24. Only one runway here, so. So I pitched the nose up just a little bit and pulled power back to, I think I'm around 2100. So I'm trying to just get a real gradual descent getting to this airport. So I'm about 1,000 feet above pattern altitude. Gonna ground 121. $805. Hey. Sometimes it's hard to tell taxiway and runway. You can see enough of
Approaching
the
runway 24.
markings on the runway to be sure. So. What's a major highway? Major highway here? One thing I'm noticing with the simHeaven Pro is they have a lot of trees on the roof. A lot. Some do and some don't. Like over there, there's trees on that roof. No roofs here? Nope. You know, so it's not everywhere, but quite a few. Alrighty, so I'm going to go on here a little bit. Roll it back in. Trying to get wide enough that I can get turned before I see the runway. There it is. Going good. Straighten it out a little bit. Come in more 45 here. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind, runway 24.
Approaching runway 6. Caution! Caution!
Tower, downwind, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds 280 at 6, runway 24, cleared for touch and go, left hand.
Tower, request full stop landing, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds 280 at 6, runway 24, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. like, where was this guy there? On final, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Another display threshold.
Approaching runway 6.
Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 24. Request taxi to general aviation parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to GA apron stand E7 at your discretion. Good day.
Taxi to GA apron stand E7 at my discretion. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. So I wonder where that is. So we have parking stands P's. We have no parking stands E's. Huh. Why that ain't working? Let me try this. So, for some reason, I should be able to click on this and it tell me where I am. For some reason, it's not doing that. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. It's like I'm not on the chart. Alrighty, this may help. I don't see any place where it calls out ground. And I think well, yeah, it doesn't show. Yeah, 'cause I'm like over here. And I think that is on the other side of the runway. I'm gonna taxi down a little bit, see if I can get permission to cross the runway.
Approaching runway 6.
Sure looks like. This is weird. What is this? It's almost like there's two wires. They're running across. That's crazy. Let me go down here a little bit. I'm trying to see if I can cross the runway here. That look possible? Yeah, nothing obvious. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm just going to wrap it up. I'm going to go over here and park. What's this airport is not obvious of where. I'm looking for an airport diagram that says general aviation parking, and I do not see one. Just don't see one. I don't see any. I don't see any hangars that kind of look like it. So I think I'm going to stop right here. Parking brake on. Do a little more investigating, but no place on this chart. Yeah, it says for details, see parking stands P10 through P15. And so it's got this. Whoops. Whoops. Felt like the engine was running local. Oh. Yeah, I mean, almost. Yeah, like this area here. And there's not even any taxiways here, so it doesn't make any sense to me. You're parked, right? Yeah. I just don't get it, so. On most airport charts, you'll actually will say like general aviation parking. And I just see, I don't see nothing that actually says, you know, where the general aviation parking is. Let's see details, but I don't see the details that I'm looking for. Let me okay, P4 is GA. There's GA parking. Oh, where am I at? Let me make this smaller. Whoops, smaller. Yeah, I gotta get. Yep, let me go see if I can find this. That's part of the fun. Let's go down a little bit. See if I can find a way to get on the other side. I can just call the tower and get permission to cross the runway. Just the way they've done their maps, it isn't easy to kind of find out where you are. Over here. Let's see if this one goes across. I don't think it does. No. I don't like the way the text overwrites the tabs. Okay. So it looks like there is a place I can cross here. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, permission to cross runway 24.
Approaching runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cross runway 24.
Cross runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. If I looked at the diagrams correctly, if they give me permission, I can do this.
Approaching runway 24.
I'm thinking down here. But before I get too far, This ever confusing. Because I don't see P's. I see N's, M's, S's. That is crazy. I'm about ready to give up. Problem is there's I could try to go down a little bit more. Pretty crazy. I'm trying to use a Jeppesen chart, and no, nothing obvious. Nothing whatsoever obvious. I'm just trying to, like you would for real, how would you even know where to go from the charts provided? Sorry. I'm kind of roaming around the airport here, trying to find where GA parking is, and I am failing. I am failing. So I got oh, okay. Just a minute. Echo Bravo Charlie India. It's I'm just south of Brussels. Their parking diagrams are so detailed, I can't even find where I am on the airport. I think I'm on the right side of the runway, but at this point in time, I'm not so sure about that either. Oh, dear. There is something that's really strange here. Oops, get slowed down, Bill. At this airport, there's 2 wires that go across the runway, across the taxiway. They go all the way over to that building. I'm not sure what they're doing here, but they are. Yeah, so there's a fence here, so. Oh boy. So let me go to this one. Pull power back a little bit. So I see like M's, N's, but I don't, when I look at this other parking diagram, that says P4GA. And it's zoomed in so much. That's so that would be 2-4. I'm almost thinking let me go to that sign. See if I get my bearings here. Because there's hardly any taxiway signs. So that's N3. N4. N3. So where would N4 be? Let me spin around. Maybe I figured this out. We'll see. I gotta find an N4. I'm not sure which direction yet. Something tells me I'm going the wrong way, but we'll see. Okay. Okay. What I'm kind of a little confused about is why this says N4. Whoops. Tower, permission to cross runway 24. Yes, I know.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cross runway 24.
Cross runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. So if the diagram's telling me anything, this was
Approaching runway
N4.
24.
This should be S4. S4, okay.
Approaching runway 24.
Okay. Well, that certainly it's not GA Park. Come. It's all of these? Those are for airliners. Oh well. I'm about ready to wrap it up. Yeah, all of these are for airliners. So normally, it looks more detailed? Really? No. I didn't do anything. Oh, not yet. Yeah, so whenever I run into a problem, I try to figure out like what is wrong. And so I have Navigraph, so I have Jeppesen charts. But if I go over on this chart kind of shows me where my plane is. And so that was N4, this is S4, so I'm over in this area here. But no place in this airport diagram does it show where general aviation parking is. So I have this chart. So that's N4, S4. And so it says that general aviation parking is here. Where is the... Okay. All right. Maybe I got my bearings finally. But one thing that I'm noticing is, for some reason, my airplane isn't showing on this chart, and I don't know why. Let me look at one more. MN. Because this absolutely says GA. So it says control tower, and that's down that way. So let me go down that way. Just trying to make some sense out of what the diagrams are telling me. And it's a little disappointing that on some of the diagrams, it'll actually give me a position on the map, but on this one it's not. So, but at least it says control tower, and that's the control tower in front of me. So we'll go down here a little bit and see if there's any parking positions that kind of look like GA parking, because those there were airliners for sure. So. So, it was like 17. So can we find a 17? Here we go. Yeah, I actually found it. So there's an 18B over there. And, of course, 18B isn't there, but 17B is. And right here is GA parking, I guess. It's not obvious to me. So that's 17B right there. Oh, there's 18. So 17 is here, 18 is there. So this is GA parking. So only took me 20 minutes to find it. I'm going to spin around. I'm just going to go here. Pull this back. Put parking brake on. Pull back some throttle here. Okay. So, only took me quite a bit of time to finally find the general aviation parking. So the flight didn't go too bad. This really looks like garbage, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with the flight. I have to figure out why yeah, so I did this flight yesterday, and I had GPU frame times in the low teens. Today I don't, and I don't know what changed. I wish I did, but I don't know. So I've got to do some more experimenting and figure out what makes this happen, and is there any way I can prevent it? Because like once you get you finally get SteamVR running, and you get the streaming software running. I mean, it's kind of like, it isn't really easy to kind of just go, okay, well, I'm going to restart SteamVR. Not just like, it's just not. And so I got to figure out why it's doing what it's doing. So, but all in all, even looking like this looks bad. But even looking like this, I had a couple of pauses, just a couple. And I mean, and I was, as I was flying, I was like looking down at the scenery. That all looks fine. So this isn't really conducive of what I'm experiencing in the headset. So I got to figure this all out. So, but all in all, I did what I wanted to do, and I don't have a final opinion, but my initial opinion is yes, absolutely. There is no doubt that this thing in this cockpit is sharper than my big screen beyond 2E. There is no doubt in my mind. It's a little bit more difficult to run. Let me explain this. So, my big screen beyond 2E, if I turn on my I have a USB hub that has switches on it. So when I run my big screen beyond 2A, I turn on the 2 switches for the USB cords, and I start up X-Plane, and I say go into enable VR hardware. It automatically starts up my starts up SteamVR, starts up my base stations, and I'm ready to fly in VR. The Dream Air, on the other hand, I have to manually start up my base stations with my phone. I have to start up a Pimax program. It's called, there's a new one I'm using, EVO, I think it's called. And then when EVO is running, it allows me to start up S-Boy3's driver that basically is a native SteamVR. So I got to jump through quite a few more hoops. But when I get in the cockpit, after I've done all that, yeah, this looks pretty nice. It looks quite nice. So previously, my last stream, I thought the Dream Air had more shimmering in it. I don't really think that's true. I need to do some A/B comparison again, but I don't really think it's true. I using the driver I'm using right now, so yeah. This is the nicest VR headset I've ever used. Yes. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. And so you got a big screen beyond, so do you have base stations and VR controllers? So that becomes a tougher choice. Do you buy the Slam Edition or the Lighthouse Edition? The Lighthouse Edition is, what, $200, $300 cheaper? And so it's a little bit cheaper. And since you already have the SteamVR hardware, probably be how I would go, you know. But if you're coming in fresh with none of the SteamVR stuff, then I'm kind of thinking the Slam Edition would be better. But it's all in where you're coming from. So, but it is really nice looking. Yes, it is. I'm happy. First week, I'm not sure I was feeling that way, but now, yeah, I've used it enough that I'm quite happy. So I bought, it seems like they figured it out. Their earlier headsets that were slammed didn't seem to perform as well as this one is. So, but it sounds like they've got it figured out on this one. So I've done like a couple, like one major mod to this thing. So this guy here, this is an Apple Vision Pro head strap. So I had to have some adapters printed to allow this audio stem to basically connect to this head strap. Night and day different in how this feels. Night and day difference. So the head strap was about $100. It's called dual because it's got a strap over the top of your head and one in the back. And the adapters, I think I paid $26. If you got a 3D printer, you can print them yourself, but I don't. So that helped. The strap that comes with it's not like it doesn't work, but it's just a pain to use. So I got that, and so they're supposed to come out with a better facial interface here. This one here is kind of it should be wider. The part that goes around your face, it should be wider. And the new one is. So supposedly, I guess in July they're going to send me a new one. So, but other than that, yeah, this thing's comfortable. It really is comfortable. And I have, since I wear glasses, I have lens inserts. I got them from VR Optician. I think they were coming from Germany. I think they were 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks from the time I ordered them till I got them. I got them 2 days before I got my headset, so. But overall, yeah, I'm quite happy. And so I ordered a Vive. I used to have a Vive, but I gave it away, and I don't know where it is now. I ordered used a Vive link box. So with the Vive link box and the S-Boy3's driver, then SteamVR will be able to control the base stations through that link box. And his driver has a way where you can turn that feature on. And so once that's done, then this will be really, really close to the ease of use that I get out of my big screen beyond. Won't quite be there, but it'll be quite close. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting that and playing with that a little bit. So it basically has a Bluetooth radio in it. So basically you use Bluetooth to turn the base stations on and off. So what I do with my phone is basically I have 3 base stations. So with my phone, I basically can how should I put this? So basically, it puts them to sleep. So they stop spinning, and the lasers turn on. So they don't make any noise when you're not using it. On my big screen beyond, when I turn SteamVR off, they automatically shut off. It takes them a few seconds, maybe 15 seconds before they actually shut off. And so I'm trying to get those features with this with my Dream Air. So, and they were, what did I pay for them? I think they used the link boxes were $26 or something like that. They weren't very much money. So, yeah. I don't like to turn them on and off. And so I just put them to sleep. So they're quiet. So it's just like you turn them off, but they're just asleep. So that's how I've been running my base stations ever since I've had base stations. So trying to think anything else. Oh, when I was at Flight Sim Expo. Oh, okay. It still should work. Should be. They should still work. You know, there's a. What kind of phone do you have? Do you have an Android or an Apple? Oh, okay. There's an app called Lighthouse something that basically you can just download that app, and you can basically control your until you find a better solution. You can basically control your base stations from that. So get it fired up, it finds your base stations, and basically you can put them to sleep, you know, and or turn them on. So it works quite well. So that's how I do mine right now with the Dream Air. With the Big Screen Beyond 2E, it's automatic. But I was at Flight Sim Expo, and I run into Seb, the guy, the head of the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 development. We wouldn't call him the CEO, but he's head of development. And so I was talking to him, and I walked up to him, and he says, "Hey, we met before." I said, "Yes, we have." And I says, "I see you've made improvements on the VR controllers for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's still not up to my expectations." And he points to this guy over here. It turns out to be Dustin, and he says, "Well, you need to talk to him." And I went, "Okay." So I went over, and Dustin kind of come up to me, and so we chatted about how the VR controllers work in X-Plane as opposed to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And so he says, "You got some links to some videos?" And I says, "Yeah." I said, "I can get you some links." I says, "When I get back home, I'll make some videos up for you." So I went ahead and I made a video in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and basically I just went into the default G1000 Cessna 172, and this basically kind of showed how the controls work and how they kind of go in steps. They aren't linear. They're not smooth. And so I showed that. I started up the plane. Then the other thing I said to him is, I said, so in X-Plane, both these controllers are live. So if I wanted to start up the airplane like I should, then I had the mixture at full lean. When I start it, then I'd basically shove it in to start it. I says, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, only one can be active at a time. So you can't legitimately start it like you should. And then I talked about the trim wheel. So I sent that video to him. I did it unlisted, so I just did it. So after I did that one, then I made the thank you. Not sure why my bot got unhappy with you, but he did. I'm not sure what his complaint was. Oh, long messages? I thought that didn't seem long to me at all. But so I sent a video to him, and then I did one in X-Plane. So the X-Plane one it's on my YouTube channel, and I did exactly the same thing, and I was kind of explaining how you know, explaining and showing, like how when you grab, you know, so like right now, if I come down here and highlight this throttle, and I say I want to just go up by maybe 20 RPM, I just grab it, push it up, push it in a little bit. Whoop, too much. So that's close to 20. But on, there's 20. But on Microsoft Flight Simulator, it goes in steps. So you can't, I could move it back and forth and you could watch it change. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, it goes in steps. And so throttle would be bad enough, mixture worse, trim wheel way worse, you know, where the trim wheel, and what I showed in X-Plane is, if I come up here and I grab this nub and I just pull it down, I can watch that nub go all the way to the bottom. There is no way you can do that in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You cannot do that. So and I posted that on YouTube. So I sent him the link to that one too. So he replied back, he sent me an email back and says, thanks for the videos. He says that helps a lot. And so he's going to make some bug reports referencing those videos. So we'll see what happens. So that was kind of a positive note. So I went over to the Pimax booth. And other than Jap that was there, you could kind of talk to him and kind of get your point across. But they had two other people from Pimax there that, man, they were hard to communicate with. Yeah, and I got like really good feedback from the Laminar team on the bug reports and the videos that I made to kind of show what I found wrong in the X-Plane 12.4.3, you know, the VR edition. I got really good feedback like that, and I see some people like kind of like, well, I don't know why I have to make a video. Well, you're trying to describe bugs in VR that words don't tend to work very well with, at least in my opinion. A video is almost like 10,000 words, because you can show exactly what's going on, and then you give them, you know, your log file and that kind of stuff, and so you add that to the video, and then there's very little room to go, well, I don't understand what it's doing. It's kind of like, you know, or well, I can't replicate that. Well, maybe you can, but this is what I saw and what I'm showing. So so where else did I go? Oh, I got to try a Moza force feedback joke. Nah, this one's better. No doubt in my mind. I like my flightsim.com way better, and it was close. It's cheaper for sure, but it sounds like Fabian's going to come out with a smaller footprint one, because this is pretty big. It's pretty big footprint on your desk. So it sounds like he's going to come out with a smaller footprint one. So we'll have to see. So where else did I go? Oh, I got spent some time over at SayIntentions. So Yeah, language issue. Yeah. They were Chinese, and just I give up. I already have one at home, so it wasn't a big deal. But who was it? Mark. Mark Ellis. That does X Camera. He tried out the Slam one, and sounds like he's probably going to buy one. so there'll be another one. so, but yeah, language issue for sure. Just but that's life. Yeah, I just kind of, because there wasn't much I was. The questions I was asking would have been just related to how good the Slam version works, and since when I was trying to get that information, Mark from what's Mark's name? He was over at his channel is Get Your Game On, and he's got a Dream Air, and he just reviewed a Slam edition, and he was happy with it. So they kind of put quite a bit of weight into what his opinion, and so he seemed happy, and I met Thomas. Who's Thomas? Thomas Voodoo DE. He's a VR YouTuber out of Germany, and I know he had one. He tested one, reviewed one too, and I forgot to ask him, and on Saturday, and he wasn't there on Sunday, so he did a YouTube video about his walking around the floor. And I asked him in there, and his reply was he was quite happy with the Slam edition. So that sounds like that's kind of good enough for me. It's not for me, but for people who don't have base stations, it seems like a viable option. It's certainly not as cheap as say a Quest 3, but the visuals in the Dream Air Slam are the same as what's in the Lighthouse edition. The SE version is completely different. That's like a big screen beyond 2E with probably better eye tracking. That's about how I would look at it, the SE version. So, but yeah, I'm just looking at, there's a couple, when I was in Microsoft Flight Simulator, something I noticed, and it's obvious in here now. I don't know if I was using a Big Screen Beyond, my Big Screen Beyond 2E. The text, so, like, this text right here, this warning, pitot heaters must be on when operating below 40 degrees in instrument and aeronautical conditions. When I looked at that same text in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the default Cessna with a G1000 in it, that text was hard to read. Really hard to read. The same way as the text over these lights. That text is like sharp. I mean, really sharp. Probably a little bit sharper because I'm in my Dream Air. But it was also sharp in my Big Screen Beyond 2E. And the same way as all these letters, these little letters. They were, I know what they are, but they were hard to see in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And I don't know why. And the other thing is, when you look at these numbers here, You know, I can do this without NACAN. The 121.305 and 124.580. I probably got to move in for you people to see it. But there's a big space in between it. In the Microsoft Flight Simulator, those numbers are bigger. There's hardly any space in between them, between the COM 1 and COM 2. There's hardly any space. So the numbers are actually bigger, but they're harder to see, harder to read. I don't understand. What's different? I don't understand it at all. But it's something I observed, and like, don't know. I mean, there's everything. I mean, with my big screen beyond, this is sharper, no question. But it isn't like the big screen beyond is bad. I mean, no, this is just sharper, and so that's just kind of what I kind of saw. I would say my big screen beyond is marginally larger field of view, but it's not big. But once again, I mean, I will put up with a smaller field of view if so. Example. So let's see where I can see. So you can probably see my VR controllers better than I can. That's about the limit of my field of view. If I kind of turn my eye, you know, I can kind of see this one. I can kind of see this one. That's field of view. So for me, that's good enough. Because if I'm going to do a landing and I'm flying straight ahead and I'm going to look over there to see the runway. So I can't see it out of the corner of my eye. But it isn't like a big effort to turn my head and see it. So that's kind of my viewpoint. But understand, I've been running a kind of well, my big screen beyond 1 had less field of view than the 2E. So, and I was fine with that. Oh, but once again, it's like a very small headset, and there's no inertia, none. So just turning your head quick like that, no, it's not. It's like a non-issue for me anyhow. So, because I did have an 8KX. Well, that's kind of weird. I'm not sure what happened here. All of a sudden, my chat window went a little crazy on me. Let me look on desktop and see if it looks that way there. Nope. There, it's back. Every once in a while, my chat window goes a little crazy on me. Let me explain it like this. If I don't have a flight plan in now, so I can't quite do this, but over here on my MFD, there's a thing that says ET, I'm sure it says ETA. There's numbers in there when you have a flight plan. I can with both my Dream Air and my Big Stream Beyond 2A, turn my head and read to the second what that number is. So that's weird. So if I had enough glare, I wouldn't think I could do that. So that's kind of my thoughts on glare, is that it doesn't bother me. So I know I have friends that basically see glare in the Big Stream Beyond and the Big Stream Beyond 2E and 2. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. So I don't know why that's true, but that's that's what I see with my eye. But from what other people have told me is that, yes, the glare is less. From what I've understood quite a bit in this and in the Dream Air compared to the Big Stream Beyond 2, so 2 and 2E. So I don't tend to fly at night. Yeah, I don't tend to fly at night, so I'm not a good judge of that. Not a good judge of that. I need to do some night flights and see, but yeah. Well, need to probably stop my stream and I want to go do some testing and figure out what's going on. Sherry's off and doing some adventures, so she won't be back for probably till 5 or 6 o'clock. But yeah, I think I'm gonna shut down the stream. I want to shut down SteamVR, fire it back up, see if I can figure out what my issue is. I have a feeling when I start it up again, it's not gonna look like this. And if that's the case, I got to figure out why this is doing this, and is there a way I can prevent it? It's not bad enough that it actually is causing any serious grief, you know? Because like when I look like right here, this is kind of cool. So when I'm looking at this hanger, you can actually see like rust stains on the textures. So where the blue part is, you can see rust stains, and you can see it on the door. You can see like dirt trails on the lower part. There's a man door there. If you follow that line to the top of the man door, you can see all these rust stains. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That you can get that kind of detail. And is there some shimmering going on? Yeah. So the vertical line between they got a man door right in front of me. If you go over small panel, full panel, that line going up, that's got a shimmer to it. Everything else in that panel doesn't. The next shimmer is the next vertical line over to the left of that. That's pretty slick. That's pretty slick. So, and that's with seeing this. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to call it a day, or a day for my stream, and had a lot of fun today, and getting happier and happier with this headset. And no, it wasn't cheap, but I've had one previous Pimax headset, and I didn't care for it. The AKX I had, and man, that was a distortion nightmare. I could never ever get that to look good. So when I heard about this and they called the name Dream Air, I'm like, oh boy. So this is a dream. And I thought it was a dream until some people that I have some reasonable VR respect said this is looking pretty good. So a couple of them I've been burnt with before on the Megan X. So I looked for a third source that I trusted probably more before I went, guess I'm gonna pre-order one. Glad I did. Everybody, thanks for stopping by, and I enjoy the chat part of my stream as much as the flying and the VR part of it. So please don't be shy, and you have any questions whatsoever, and I will pretty much anytime while I'm flying, you ask a question, I'll try to answer it. If I'm on a short final, I will not answer it until I land. That's just a rule. And but once I land, I'll absolutely answer it. So, but I kind of like landings are real special to me, and so that's focus time for Bill. And but once I land, no, I'm good. Alrighty, we'll shutter. I'll probably I'll do a full shutdown. So, alrighty. So as my instructor told me, turn off the avionics first. Pull back the mixture, kill it. Get rid of some electrical power. Battery off. Ignition. Oh, that's one thing that I in Microsoft. You'll be happy. You'll be happy. So on the magnetos here. Sorry. So when I rotate my controller, just a little bit, I can easily go one position to start. That you cannot do that in Microsoft Flight Simulator currently. That you just cannot do that. And that for somebody who flies with VR controllers, that's a given. Good luck. Bye.